Well, one of the things that really impressed me about you when I met you is that you've lived such an adventurous life. You've done so many things, being a Vietnam vet and Special Forces Army officer. Um, Tell us how that transfers into your writing, all these things that you've done.
Um, you know, in my early adult years, serving in Special Forces, the Green Berets, I became addicted to the adrenaline highs. I've been a recovering alcoholic for decades, so I can't get any highs that way, or drugs or anything. And so I got addicted to the adrenaline. And I also have very strong feelings about dispelling the myths of the Vietnam veteran, because so many people look at what Hollywood says about Vietnam veterans and they think everybody's going to be like Rambo. Rambo's a sissy. And because he can't live like a real man and live within societal mores and live within the laws of our society. I've been talking to several Vietnam vets here today, and most Vietnam vets are very well-adjusted individuals who, served in a very unpopular war, but they grew up just like everybody else, believing in John Wayne and believing in Roy Rogers and, and being the good guy and wearing the white hat and everything. And it's American soldiers who pass out candies to children. It's American soldiers who dance with the little kids and teach them how to do hip hop and all that. And it's American soldiers that pass out cigarettes to the guys in foreign lands. You never see Al Qaeda doing that. You never saw Viet Cong doing that. You never saw Nazis doing it, or the Japanese during World War II, or the North Koreans. It's American soldiers that do that. And people don't get brainwashed, they're all American football players and all that, and they leave high school and then they go into the Army for 6 weeks, and the news media and Hollywood would have us believe that some of these people become mindless robotic killers, and they're brainwashed, and that's bull. And I try to
dispelling that myth, are you trying to do the same thing in your Western writing? Is there a myth that you're trying to avoid as well in that?
I grew up, the reason I became a grandmaster in the martial arts, the reason I became a Green Beret, and so on, and anything that I've accomplished like that that's macho, was because I was inspired by John Wayne's characters. I was inspired by the Range Rider, and Roy Rogers, and Gene Autry, and Zorro, and Cochise, and I wanted to be those guys. I grew up in Akron, Ohio. And I used to dress up like a cowboy or an Indian all the time. I wore moccasins to school.
I see you still do. Yeah.
Yeah. And I carried I'm white on the outside and red on the inside, like a strawberry cupcake.